this one, there's two different versions of it. I got this off of eBay as well. There's two different versions. One is the gyro version and the other one isn't. It comes without a gyro. So basically this is the question. I've got a mini helicopter, how do I know if it's got gyro or not? Well, basically, apart from me stating the obvious and saying basically that you'll notice it flies better if it has a gyro, and maybe it spins slightly if it doesn't. Actually, if you look at by the skids of the helicopter, there's like a blue flashing light. If it flashes when you're flying or applying to the throttle, that means you've got a gyro version. If it doesn't flash or there isn't any light at all, then actually that means that you haven't got the gyro version. But also you could just have a look at the buying receipt of it or look on the box and see if it's got a gyro. Now this is a problem to do with the mini RC cars or the nitro cars, so let us have a look. And basically the question is basically that the car fires and then dies.
So this problem is actually caused sometimes there's many different ways that this could be caused and have a problem. So basically this can be caused either if you remove the igniter and the engine dies, then actually this means that your low end is set too rich. Low end is the one that is lower than the high end, and basically this one, if it quits when you remove the igniter, this means the low end's running too rich. You need to lean it out a bit and then you can actually just try it again. So that's the first thing you need to check. Also, if you look inside the carb, and basically the idle speed screw needs to be set so that the carb opening gap is about 1.52 millimeters open. If it's not that big enough, or it's too big, then that is why the engine will quit once you remove the igniter, because there's not enough fuel flowing in to keep the engine alive.
So yeah, they're the things you need to check. That's a common problem as well, which people are getting. Right, now the second thing is, a couple of weeks ago I did a how-to tutorial on actually how to fix a slipping pull start, and to find the first reason why, you can click on the link right below me now. But actually the second problem is,
you see on the pull start there is the pull start, of course. Now if you remove the engine, and if you've tried the other way that doesn't fix it either, then basically if you check and remove the pull start, you'll find the one-way bearing under here. And if the one-way bearing shaft, or the what do you call it, the crankshaft, is too oily, then basically the one-way bearing will slip and it won't grip onto the crankshaft. Therefore, when you're pulling the starter, it will turn the bearing, but it won't turn the shaft because there's too much oil, so it's slipping.
so if there is, then just clean it off, and then that will be that problem solved. Okay, now the last question is that a lot of people ask is, what nitro fuel should I use? Nitro fuel comes in many different categories. You've got many different makes, and also you've got many different percentages. Now, one thing I would say before we even go on to nitro fuel is, if you have Model Technics, Big Bang, Quick Fire, whatever, don't use it, pour it away, water the garden with it. No, don't, that will kill flowers, don't do that. But just pour it away or something and get rid of it, because it is rubbish, that fuel, so don't use it, thank you. Right, now the next thing actually is, if you have a smaller engine, then for example I wouldn't recommend to run it on a 30% nitro. For this little engine I use 25%, and for 18 engines or higher I always use 30%. That's what I use, but you might want to use different. Many people like to use smaller percentages of nitro, which means that the engine won't get so hot, or I've never tried it, but apparently the engine doesn't get so hot, and apparently it lasts longer. Okay, so I've never had any problems with a higher percentage, but basically that is up to you what percentage of fuel you use, but just be careful what brand of fuel you use. Alright, so this is the second episode. You just saw the first one. This is the second episode of the chit chat show. I don't know what to call it yet, but I think I'm going to call it JT12s 10 questions answered, because basically I'm going to do 10 questions at a time per video, and basically you'll be seeing this either once a week or just whenever I have time to. So stay tuned for their videos. Thank you very much for watching. Stay tuned for more. more videos coming very, very soon.